Tuesday morning. An unknown number flashes on Verenice's phone. She hesitates, then answers. A man introduces himself as Carlos from the Hope Watch shop. Memories flood her mind. Francisco wearing that watch, his arm around her on their last Sunday together. A flashback to the kitchen, him hugging her tightly. He'd made her promise to always keep it, saying it represented their life together. Now, it was gone. Feeling a sharp sting of betrayal, she puts on the green dress Francisco always loved and heads out. At 3 o'clock, she arrives at the Hope Watch shop. He asks if Francisco ever mentioned anything special about the watch. Carlos disappears into a back room and returns with a small box. Inside is the gold watch, a tiny key, and a folded piece of paper. He explains that Francisco had a false bottom installed in the watch. As he speaks, the note slips out. Verenice recognizes Francisco's handwriting instantly. With trembling hands, she unfolds it. The note is short and direct. Number 1247. It names her as the sole beneficiary and promises all the documents are in order. The last line hits her like a thunderclap. He wanted to make sure she would never have to depend on anyone. Clutching the watch, the key, and the note like treasures, Verenice listens as Carlos tells her how much Francisco spoke of her strength, of his desire to protect her even after he was gone. She sits on the bed she once shared with Francisco, listening to the soft, rhythmic ticking of the watch on her wrist. She rereads the note, feeling his presence, his love, his foresight. Her mind drifts back to the days after the funeral. David and Valeria had seemed so caring. But soon, their concern felt more like control. David started suggesting she'll sell the house and move in with them. That night, she'd hidden the watch in her dresser, thinking it was safe. Now she knew. They had taken it, sold it, and lied. Footsteps approach her door. It's David! She quickly hides the watch and the note under her pillow. He enters with that practiced, fake smile. He's perfect. He asks if she's all right, saying someone saw her leave earlier. Did you go to the doctor? He presses, then pivots. Mom, you should really consider moving in with us. For your safety? Verenice looks at him, her voice steady. I'm not moving, David. He grows defensive, his eyes scanning the room as if searching for something. That's when she confronts him. Where is Francisco's watch? He stammers, claiming they just needed to borrow some money for the business. The betrayal cuts deeper. Get Valeria, Verenice commands, her voice leaving no room for argument. We're all going to talk. There's nothing to explain. You sold something that wasn't yours. Valeria tries to rationalize it. It was just an old watch, Verenice. We had expenses. What hurts most, she says, turning to face them, is that you assumed I wouldn't notice? That I wouldn't care. David offers to buy her a nicer one later. She scoffs at the empty gesture. Valeria grows impatient. You're being dramatic. Verenice looks at her daughter-in-law. You're building your future on theft. Tempers flare. David's remorse is shallow. A flimsy attempt to smooth things over. Verenice gives them an ultimatum. Buy the watch back with the money they got for it. They admit the money is already gone. Invested in the business. The helplessness is gone, replaced by a quiet strength. She holds the tiny key. Francisco knew he had planned for this. There are envelopes. A letter from Francisco, bank statements, a deed. His letter explains everything. She discovers a hidden savings account in her name, with enough money to live comfortably for the rest of her life. And the deed. It's for a paid-off beach house, a place for a fresh start. She leaves the bank a different woman, transformed, resolute, empowered. Back home, she sets boundaries. She reclaims her house, her life, her autonomy. Thanks for watching. Remember to follow for more stories that inspire.